I've lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're revisiting key plot points from The Last of Us Season 1 to remember for Season 2. There will be spoilers for the show and the first game, although we'll avoid discussing what happens in The Last of Us Part 2.
She's gonna grow up, Joel. And then you'll die, or she'll leave. Then what?
Number 10. Virus Origins. The first episode commences with a flashback to 1968. On a talk show, two scientists discuss the possibility of a global pandemic, pointing to fungi as a potential cause. It's suggested that fungus could infect a host's brain, essentially turning them into a puppet.
Any one of them could become capable of burrowing into our brains and taking control not of millions of us, but billions of us. Billions of puppets with poisoned minds, permanently fixed on one unifying goal: to spread the infection to every last human alive by any means necessary.
This seems unlikely to happen at the time, as fungi require higher temperatures to ensure growth. If the climate were to change, fungi could evolve, leaving humanity powerless without a cure.
So if that happens,
we lose.
This theory becomes a reality in 2003. The Cordyceps virus is traced to an Indonesian factory where a fungi-ridden female employee with a bite mark was killed after attacking her co-workers. Uncertain who bit her, it's recommended that the city be bombed to prevent an outbreak, but the virus inevitably spreads.
Bom. Mulailah pengoboman. Bom seluruh kota. Dan seluruh orang yang ada di dalamnya.
Number 9. Sarah's fate. It isn't long until the virus reaches Austin, where Joel Miller, his brother Tommy, and daughter Sarah find themselves fleeing from infected Texans.
Are we sick?
No, of course not.
Why did things blow up?
No cell phone, no radio. A minute ago, newsman wouldn't shut up.
How do you know?
What?
How do you know we're not sick?
They don't realize it at the time, but this is a global catastrophe that'll cost countless lives, Sarah's included. Emerging from a car accident, Joel attempts to get Sarah to safety, only to be confronted by a soldier.
Hey, no one told you to move. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're not sick.
During a heated standoff, Tommy shoots the soldier, but Sarah loses her life. In a way, so does Joel, who attempts to end it all amid his grief. Missing the shot, Joel goes on for another 2 decades against a collapsing society. While he survives, it isn't until another young girl comes into his life that Joel finds purpose again.
I'm glad that didn't work out.
Me too.
Number 8. Ellie is immune. By 2023, Joel teams up with another survivor named Tess, smuggling and selling goods. Hoping to reunite with Tommy, Joel and Tess attempt to acquire a car battery. Instead, they strike up a deal with Marlene, leader of a resistance group called the Fireflies. She tasks them with transporting teenager Ellie.
What are you doing?
Killing time.
What am I supposed to do?
I'm sure you'll figure that out.
Joel and Tess don't understand what makes Ellie so special until they see a weeks-old bite mark with no traces of infection. Ellie is immune to the virus, which may be the key to a cure.
There's a Firefly base camp somewhere out west. With doctors. They're working on a cure.
I've heard this before.
And whatever happened to me is
It's the key to finding the vaccine. That's what this is.
Not even Ellie knows how her immunity is possible. In a flashback, though, it's revealed that Ellie's mother Anna was bitten while giving birth. Marlene prevents Anna from making the change, but gives Ellie a shot at life.
Take her with you to Boston. Find someone to bring her up and make sure that she's safe.
Number 7. Tess's sacrifice. Even with the knowledge that Ellie could help create a vaccine, Joel has reservations about completing their mission. Tess convinces him to press forward to get the supplies they were promised. The trio makes it to the Massachusetts State House, but the Fireflies they were supposed to meet have fallen. Joel's instinct is to turn back until Tess reveals she was bitten.
I need you to get her to Bill and Frank's.
No.
They'll take her off your hands. They'll handle it from here.
No, I can't. They won't take her. They're not going to take her.
They will, because you'll convince them.
Ellie, meanwhile, would have turned by now if she weren't immune. Seeing the bigger picture, Tess persuades Joel to get Ellie where she needs to go.
Say who you can say.
With infected fireflies still in the area, Tess stays behind, sacrificing herself so Joel can escape with Ellie. Although Joel is still a reluctant guardian, he's now committed to making sure Tess didn't die for nothing.
I want your sorries.
I wasn't gonna say I'm sorry. I was gonna say that I've been thinking about what happened. Nobody made you or Tess take me. Nobody made you go along with this plan. You needed a truck battery or whatever, and you made a choice. So don't blame me for something that isn't my fault.
Number 6, human enemies. Earth is overrun with the infected, or clickers as they're called. Humans may pose an even greater threat in this bleak new world, however. The Federal Disaster Response Agency, or FEDRA, has taken over the government, essentially turning quarantine zones into prisons.
You got anything else?
Nothing today. Tomorrow we got street sweeping or sewer maintenance.
Some groups oppose FEDRA's military rule, but that doesn't make them the good guys. Kathleen was a Kansas-based resistance leader, commanding with cruelty until a clicker got her.
Just let the kids go!
No. Sorry. The girl is with the man who killed Brian, and Sam... Well, Sam's with you.
You don't understand!
But I do. I know why you did what you did. But did you ever stop to think that maybe he was supposed to die?
Even worse was David, a cannibalistic preacher and predator who also got what he deserved. Although the Fireflies seek to cure humanity, their methods aren't entirely ethical either. The closer Joel and Ellie get to their destination, it becomes clear there aren't any heroes left, just survivors who've been driven to do the unthinkable.
No one likes being humiliated, Ellie. You don't know how good I am! You don't know what I could have given you! If you had just let me!
Number 5, Henry and Sam. Passing through Kansas, Joel and Ellie ally with Henry, who once worked with FEDRA, and his deaf younger brother Sam, who has leukemia.
There was one drug that worked, and, well, big shock. There wasn't much left of it, and it belonged to FEDRA. And if I wanted some, I was gonna take something big.
Their truce becomes a friendship that ends in tragedy. After surviving a vengeful Kathleen, Ellie learns that Sam has been bitten. Rubbing her blood into his wound, Ellie hopes it's enough to cure Sam.
I promise.
Alas, Sam inevitably turns, forcing Henry to shoot his brother before turning the gun on himself. Although a cure might be inside Ellie, Sam's fate confirms that her blood alone isn't enough. She needs to reach the Fireflies if humanity is going to stand a shot. Even if a vaccine can be achieved, Ellie will carry guilt over what happened to Sam and Henry forever.
Let's go.
Number 4, Bill and Frank. After losing Tess, Joel considers passing Ellie on to fellow smugglers Bill and Frank. When the virus broke out, survivalist Bill found Frank in one of his traps.
Look, first, my name's Frank.
Oh, yeah? Here's the thing, Frank. If I feed you, then every bum you talk to about it is gonna show up here looking for a free lunch. And this is not an Arby's.
Well, Arby's didn't have free lunch, it was a restaurant.
Although the paranoid Bill initially wishes to send Frank on his way, he opens his home and heart to him, despite the world around them. The two build a beautiful life together. Ironically, if the world hadn't ended, Bill probably never would have shown his true self to anyone.
What? I was never afraid before you showed up.
When Frank faces an incurable disease, they choose to end his life with Bill joining him. Once Joel and Ellie arrive, Bill and Frank are gone. Yet Bill left a note that inspires Joel to protect who matters most to him. That used to be Tess. Now it's Ellie.
There was one person worth saving. That's what I did. I saved him. Then I protected him. That's why men like you and me are here. We have a job to do.
Number 3, Ellie and Riley. Not long before meeting Joel, Ellie was confined to a FEDRA-run military school. One of the few friendly faces in Ellie's life was Riley, who ditched FEDRA to join the Fireflies. Riley comes back for Ellie, taking her to a deserted mall. This is another goodbye, as Riley plans on following the Fireflies to Atlanta.
You're my best friend. And I'll miss you.
Nate's not over yet.
Riley is convinced to stay upon seeing Ellie's feelings, sharing a kiss. Unfortunately, their love story ends before it can truly begin. Both are bitten, deciding to spend their remaining time together.
We just keep going. What are you talking about, Riley? It's over.
It will be, but not yet.
Although the viewer doesn't see the aftermath, we know Riley turned while Ellie discovered her immunity. The trauma of losing Riley impacts Ellie in the present as she fights to save herself and Joel.
Be all poetic and just lose our minds together. And then she did. And I had to. Her name was Riley. And she was the first to die.
Number 2, Joel's choice. Finally making it to the Fireflies hospital, Joel faces an impossible choice. Marlene reveals that the only way to find a cure is to remove Ellie's brain. There are no guarantees that this will result in a vaccine, but it seems to be humanity's best bet. Ellie is unconscious during all of this, unaware that her death is the price for hope.
It makes normal Cordyceps think that she's Cordyceps. It's why she's immune. He's going to remove it from her, multiply the cells in a lab, produce those chemical messengers. And then we can give it to everyone. He thinks it could be a cure, Joel. A cure.
It's hard to say how Ellie would have responded had she been given the choice. Joel chooses for them both, however.
I'm sorry. I have no other choice.
I do.
He retrieves Ellie from the operating room and flees from the hospital. Joel kills anyone who gets in his way, including Marlene.
So what would she decide, huh? Because I think she'd want to do what's right. And you know it.
Whether or not a cure was possible, Joel already lost one daughter. He refuses to lose another, no matter the repercussions. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Joel lies to Ellie. Following the hospital incident, Ellie regains consciousness in the back of a car as Joel drives them out of the city. Joel tells Ellie that she isn't the only immune person.
Turns out there's a whole lot more like you. People that are immune. Dozens of them. The doctors, they couldn't make any of it work.
The Fireflies tried extracting a cure from them, but it was deemed impossible. The hospital was then attacked, forcing Joel and Ellie to make a getaway.
I'm sorry.
Of course, this is all a lie. Ellie senses that Joel isn't sharing the whole story. Once Joel promises he's telling the truth, Ellie accepts his word. Deep down, Ellie might know that Joel isn't being honest.
Swear to me. Swear to me that everything you said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
At this moment, though, it's easier to believe that her father figure isn't capable of such a thing, the lives lost aren't in vain, and Ellie is still alive for a reason.
Okay.
Are you hyped for season 2? Let us know in the comments.
Now come dawn, we're going our separate ways.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.